I think that's about as perfect a night as you could ever ask for in football, with Liverpool running out 6-1 winners and 11-2 victors on aggregate against Sparta Prague in the side's Europa League last 16 ties. They booked a place in the quarter-finals, although to be honest that was never really in doubt, was it, after a 5-1 win away from home in the first leg. But I do think it's been a really good night for Liverpool for a few reasons. One of those is obviously the comfort of the scoreline, a really big win that's really good for confidence. And Jurgen Klopp spoke, didn't he, before the game about this being all about keeping momentum. He was asked about the possibility of changes, but he went with a really strong 11, and I think that's been justified. No real injury concerns. Maybe Bobby Clark takes a knock at the end, but didn't look too serious at all, so hopefully he's got away with that one. And I mean, that is pertinent really when you consider that Konate comes off in the first leg and was a miss against Manchester City. Even if Liverpool were good in that game, you would have liked Konate in for that one. So no real injuries, and as I say, minutes in the legs of the players who needed it. I'm thinking of Dominik Szoboszlai and Mohamed Salah getting 90s under the belt after recent injuries. That feels massively important to get them ready, particularly with the game that's coming up on Sunday at Old Trafford. And also goals for the players you would have wanted to score as well, ones who needed the confidence as well. I'll get into that when I go through the individual players, but it really, as I say, a bit of a perfect night really for Liverpool. And as I say, I think Liverpool will take momentum forward off this. It was it's not just a win, it's an absolutely thumping win, and they march into the quarter-finals of the Europa League with that. And obviously we have to find out now who they're going to get next. It's an interesting draw that comes on Friday, and Liverpool, there'll be some big ties they want to avoid, but they at least know they don't have to go to Karabag. And the reason for that is that Bayer Leverkusen have snuck through with late goals again. Xabi Alonso just continues to impress, and to be honest, I reckon my pick for Liverpool in the next round would be to get Bayer Leverkusen. I think it's possibly the toughest tie that you could possibly get, in the sense that Leverkusen are at least second favourites to win this tournament, aren't they? But I think to get Xabi Alonso back to Anfield, to sample this atmosphere, and to show the crowd, or to get the crowd that have a chance to show him that they really want him as next Liverpool manager, that for me would be a fantastic occasion if that could be the next draw. But as I say, Liverpool have got other things to think about before that draw, in that they've got to prepare for that game against Manchester United, and I don't think there's a better way to go into a tough trip to Old Trafford than by winning 6-1, and they've done that emphatically here. Really, really good performance. Now, I'll get into the individual showings from player to player, and because I don't think there's too many tactical elements to get into when you smash your opposition in this way, so I will get into the players, and I'll start with the goalkeeper. I think this is going to be a brief one. Quiveen Kelleher really didn't have much to do. I mean, you talk about virtual spectator, really, the only thing he really did in the game was pick the ball out of his net once, and I don't think you can criticise him around that goal. It was a scuffed finish, bit fortunate really, and that's what beats the keeper, is the scuff. So, not one to put on the keeper, and a quiet evening for him. Moving to the defence, and again, the back four really didn't have an awful lot to do. We didn't see a lot of that threat that Sparta Prague showed in the first leg this time around. They weren't really near that at all, so really difficult, an easy evening for the defence. And I'll start with Conor Bradley. I thought he was really, really solid, 93% pass completion, but he's only involved in 5 duels, which shows you how quiet things were for him on the defensive side of things. And to be honest, didn't really have to get involved in the attack either, really. Liverpool were putting the ball forward to their forwards, and they were almost sorting it out amongst themselves with the midfield. They didn't really need the extra man on the outside with the fullbacks to provide the support. So a kind of quiet evening for Bradley, but still steady and solid in everything he did. And I thought Andy Robertson on the other side was very, very similar. I've spoken about the similarities actually between those two in terms of the profile. I thought you saw it in the performance today. Not a lot they had to do going forward, but 97% pass completion for Robertson, so really easy game for him. And he does actually shift into centre back for the second half, and does a decent passable impression of a centre half there, and does a decent job. So really helpful that for giving Joe Gomez a rest. Now, speaking of Joe Gomez, only on for 45 minutes, no injury to worry about. That's just obviously resting and recognising that he's got through a lot of football recently. Is it a hint that he starts at Old Trafford? It could be either right or left back with Robertson and Bradley playing the entire 90 here. We'll have to see, but I think there'd be no complaints, would there, if Joe Gomez was on the starting lineup for that game on either flank really, because he's been marvellous this season. A rare opportunity for him centre back today, and I thought he did decent in the 45 minutes he was on the pitch. Finish up the defence, because as I say, it was a quiet one for them with Jarell Quansah, and again, he didn't have loads to do, but I thought everything he does with real class. He's so good for his age. I mean, he's so good full stop actually. He's just a brilliant defender, and I thought, not loads to do, but everything he did well. Wins 3 out of 3 aerial duels, completes 4 out of 7 long passes that he makes as well. So just class on the ball and off the ball as well. What a player he's been for Liverpool, and it allows Virgil van Dijk to only play 30 minutes here, which is always important, isn't it, to give your big stars a rest. So moving to midfield now, and another one who only played 45 minutes in Endo. But again, I thought he was a big part of why Liverpool was so front-footed in that first half when they scored 4 goals, was it, in just over 7 minutes, a ridiculous run. And the reason they were so dominant was because they kept nicking the ball in important areas, and the midfield was a big one of those, and Endo seemed to do that an awful lot in the first half. A big part of Liverpool being so dominant, and 96% pass completion, which you expect him to be in that rate. Really, he's so safe on the ball, and comes off on the 45 again to protect him. Absolute must starter, isn't he, in that game at Old Trafford? He'll be massively important there, and what a player he's emerged to be for Liverpool. A bargain signing now. The 2 players ahead of him, I'll start with Bobby Clark, and what an unbelievable evening for him to get his first Liverpool goal today. Takes it really well, real composure he shows, and he also picks up an assist immediately after with a similar pressing situation actually to that which led to him scoring. He's first in there, nicks the ball, sets up Salah to score, and Jurgen Klopp will have absolutely loved seeing that. He'll love to see young players taking on board how to press, how to win the ball, being aggressive in those situations. So a goal and an assist for him, and the only downside really, that knock he takes at the end, but hopefully nothing too serious. It looked like he was talking about a bang rather than a muscle issue or anything like that, so hopefully he's okay, and a really, regardless of that, an absolutely brilliant evening for him and a real step up in his Liverpool career. Now, finish up the midfield by talking about the man who was next to him, Dominik Szoboszlai. Vitally got 90 minutes today, wanting to see him step up his fitness and get that. I think that was really important for him after his recent injury, so he's obviously getting back close to full fitness now, and also to get on the score sheet. I think again, massive for his confidence. He said that his form, he thinks, could have been better even in the first part of the season before he had a little dip, before his injury as well. So again, hopefully that's important, that he can get into scoring positions, and good for his confidence. And he sets up the opening goal as well with a really good pullback to Nunez. So great to see him in those attacking areas influencing things, because that was something that was slightly waning before he got his injury. Actually, he was more sort of acting as an orthodox midfielder, so good to see him in those attacking areas and influencing things in the opposition box as well. So I think that game and the 90 minutes as well, and for the fitness, will do him the world of good really. Now just move into the forward line now, and maybe start with Cody Gakpo. I think of all the forwards that would have started today, I'd say he was the one who could most do with the goals really for confidence. And I think to get 2 goals, and probably could have had a hat-trick actually with the chances he got, I think that'd be really important for him, and will do him wonders. I mean, he didn't actually play fantastically well around that. I mean, he contests 8 duels and loses all of them, which is quite incredible really, because he usually does okay in that sort of respect. But like I say, goals always help for confidence. Klopp always talks about that as well, so I think that will be really helpful for Gakpo. And similar to Darwin Nunez as well, he gets a goal, and I think it's interesting that he kind of scuffs his finish actually, and sometimes I think with some of the misses he's had, or the ability to hit the keeper, he's caught the ball almost too well, so it's kind of nice to see him scuff one in, because I think it shows that maybe his luck's changing a little bit, along with everything else. He's been playing really well recently, but he can get a bit of luck in his finishing as well, then I mean, he really will be, the goals will be raining down for him. So I think that's a good goal for him. Good 45-minute outing, no doubt he'll be in the starting 11 at Old Trafford. And I'll just finish up the starters now by talking about Mohamed Salah. Again, another one, crucial to get 90 minutes in his legs. Really good to see him back to full fitness, and I think he showed tonight that he's Liverpool's best player, isn't he? 3 assists and a goal. He's just unbelievable, and it's great for Liverpool to have him back as an option to start and play 90 minutes. It's so rare that he's missed games in his Liverpool career, so to see him back it's crucial to have him as an option. Liverpool are going to need him. He's going to miss the international break, isn't he? You're not going to be going away with Egypt, so can rest up, keep himself sharp, and then he's so huge for Liverpool between now and the end of the season. And to have a refreshed Salah back, who didn't play too much in the AFCON, has missed a lot of football recently. That could be the difference between whether Liverpool go on and add to the trophy that they've already won this season. Now, don't want to go through all the subs because there's so many of them, and didn't have a huge impact on the game. But I would say Harvey Elliott looked really bright when he came on. I thought he maybe would get the night off tonight with the amount of football he's got through recently, but he absolutely loves it. He comes on and he's the one who has the shot that Gakpo flicks in. Unfortunate not to get the goal for himself, but he was really, really lively when he came on the pitch, taking players on, and so sharp in those areas. And again, another one who's really emerged in this latter part of the season and is going to have a huge influence on what Liverpool go on to win from here. And I also want to note that Mushkilovsky comes on for his debut. Great moment for him. I'm not sure he's going to be one of those youngsters who goes on and kicks on and makes it at Liverpool. There was a possibility he could have left last summer, in fact, and possibly in January as well, and maybe that move will eventually happen for him this summer coming. But a great moment for him to make his senior debut for Liverpool, and a significant moment for him to get on the pitch. So really nice to see that. Now I'm going to wrap things up here from Anfield. Let me know in the comments, who do you want next? How impressed were you with that in performance? And do you agree with me? Actually, it'd be good to get Xabi Alonso here to Anfield for the fans, to give it a chance to really impress him and show him that he is absolutely the man that the fans want to be the next Liverpool manager after Jurgen Klopp. Or would you prefer Liverpool to get a slightly easier draw in the next round? Let me know what you think and what you thought of this performance. Who was your man of the match? I'm going to ask you, as ever, if you can like and subscribe. Massively helpful for growing the channel, as things are going really, really well on here recently. And thank you all for watching. Really, really appreciate it. And I'm going to leave it there before we've got build-up starting tomorrow to Manchester United. So that's another big one on the horizon. So I'll see you very soon.